Hi, welcome to the channel Budget Order Review, and this is the first one of the 6 DVD stroke CD players I'll be reviewing pretty much on the trot. And this is the Sansui CD-E570 CD player. Now this would have sitted in a stack unit, I think. It's got a stack link at the back. So let's have a little look at the back first of all. And there you can see you've got your phono left and right at the back. You've got a mains link there, so this would have plugged into the mains, and the rest of the stack would have plugged into the back of this. And you've kind of got that stack connector link socket there as well, where the rest of the stack would have linked up, i.e. if you're playing a CD, you may want to do a synchronised taping of that CD, so that probably would have sorted all that out for you, synchronised taping there. So that's what that socket's there for at the back. Have a little look at the front. There's the front of it there, still image of the front. If we just have a look at the front now of actually playing a CD, it's quite a nice looking unit, got some nice button layout, etc. All in all, quite a nice, quite smart, quite well put together. I'm going to have a little look inside because I know some of you like looking inside. And as you can see, I just took a few pictures here inside. I'm not going to go into detail about what digital analog converter it's got, mash technology, 1-bit, 16-bit, oversampling, all that. I'm going to leave it to you to sort that out because I'm no expert in that whatsoever. So I'm going to be mumbling on and talking about stuff I don't really know. All I'm really interested in, I think you're probably interested in, most of you anyway, is what does it actually sound like. This is what we're getting at, and is it worth me getting this, because this is going to be pretty cheap on eBay. These are £12 to £17 without a remote. Maybe if you get one without a remote, to get the remote it's probably an extra £10 on top people seem to charge. You may get lucky and get one with the remote for a similar price, but this goes between £12 and £17, somewhere around there on eBay, maybe £20. This is here in the UK. So I'm not going to go into all the mechanism, transport, all that kind of stuff. I'll leave it to you to have a look at that. At the end of the day, all I want to know, and probably you want to know, like I say, is how does it actually sound. Now, before we actually do that, I just want to do a couple of experiments on all these, because I know some of you are kind of interested in this. I do read it on forums, etc., where people say it's slow to read the CD, takes ages to find the tracks on it, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do a little experiment here with every player I come across. So let's take the CD out of this one. And I'm not going to make too much noise here. I just want to so you can hear how nice and quiet. Let's take that complete. The draw is. That's kind of silky smooth. That sounds nice. You know, a little bit of quality there on the draw there. And also, if I just show you the top view of the draw there, also these 4 little rubber bits sticking up. These are rubber. And as you put the CD in, hopefully you're going to catch it now. This CD. These have got marks on, so I'm going to play all the same CD and DVD players with these. This got a few little marks, nothing too much, but just a few little marks just to give you an idea how good they are picking up the CD. It's kind of got a little bit of a sponginess to it. Hopefully you can pick that up on the camera. So a little bit of quality, it tells you there, a little bit of quality. So we're going to put it in now. We're going to see how long it takes to get the information off the disc. And there you go. And what we're going to do, we're going to play it now. So if I press play, there you go, it starts. Just to give you an idea, and we're going to skip a few tracks to give you an idea how quick it is advancing some tracks. I'm going to shout out when I'm pressing next, and you'll see how long it takes. So next, and we'll do it one more time. Next. Hopefully it gives you an idea of how quick or slow it is of advancing tracks, picking up tracks, etc. So we'll bring that one out. I'll put it there. Don't worry, I know I'm probably scratching it there, but don't worry too much. And we're going to put a CDR in there. Same experiment, we're going to play it. Shout out next. Next. And we'll give it one more go. Next. And we'll leave that playing. So there you go, that gives you an idea of how quick or slow these players are going to be at accessing different tracks, etc. Because some of them can be pretty slow and some of them can be super fast. Okay, how does it sound now? This is the main question. Like I said, that link cable, the bits where it linked up into the stack, and straight off the bat, I'll tell you, this is a stack unit kind of CD player that sits in that stack unit. Not really a separate kind of unit, not really for your separate, if you're going to go and buy a separate amplifier, separate speakers, all that kind of thing. It's not really for you, I don't think. It is someone that's sitting in that stack, or someone wants a MIDI sized one, and they like the look of it maybe, and they're not too fussed exactly how it sounds, you know, as long as they're getting a reasonable, acceptable kind of like quality out of it, and this gives a reasonable, acceptable quality, it's going to be fine for them. It's cheap enough for them. They like the look of it, that kind of thing. But I won't overpay for this. This sits on eBay between £12 and £17, somewhere around there, and this is what it's worth, really. Like, you know, I mean, it's found its price kind of thing. I found the top end. It was a little rolled off the top end. Wanted a little bit more. It's a bit on the soft side as well. The top end. You kind of, when you first play it, it sounds quite nice at the top, but you soon realise it's quite soft. It's a little rolled off. Detail was okay-ish, nothing special, but it was acceptable. It was okay. The vocals were quite nice and smooth. Female sounded quite nice. They weren't harsh or anything like that, so that was fine. Male, you know, male pretty much the same. You know, no problem there at all. Sound stage wasn't too bad. Again, nothing fantastic, nothing to write home about, but acceptable. This is like an acceptable kind of CD player. Focus was a little soft. You know what I mean? The focus of the instruments and that was a little bit on the soft side. Bass sounded okay, nothing special. A little bit muddy, that kind of thing, but nothing too bad. You know, again, acceptable. Trumpet didn't sound too bad. Sax, piano, etc. They didn't sound too bad. There was I've got down here, it was quite acceptable. Nothing fantastic, but quite acceptable. Instrument placement was okay. Again, not fantastic, but it was okay. Quite acceptable again. Didn't, you know, weren't getting involved with this CD player. And it was just like, put it on. I was just listening to it in the background. Might take too much notice of it, kind of thing. Couldn't sit down and get involved like I did with a couple of these other players. My missus has got a few chopsticks in the drawer and all. I fancied going out there getting a chopstick, you know, becoming the conductor kind of thing. My leg was tapping on a few of them, etc. Wasn't happening with this. Not too much excitement with this, that's for certain. All in all, a pretty average performer, I'd say. You know, not a bad looking unit. Got a few like little touches there. You know, that drawer nice and smooth. Got that little mechanism with the CD sits in, a little touch there, which was quite nice. Kind of gives it a bit of quality. Maybe the quality was kind of taken up there when it could have been sounded maybe just done something a little bit more different inside, but would it have warranted a unit that probably sits in a stack unit? You know, would they spend much more on it or tune it up or more refinement on it if it's going to sit in a stack unit kind of system? And this is probably where you want to look out for when you're buying a CD, is that if you're seeing it's one of them units that sits in a stack and you're going to buy it for a separate for your own use, it's probably not going to sound, it's going to sound okay, it's going to sound, you know, acceptable, but it's not going to sound fantastic probably as a standalone that's just meant for a component just to link up to an amplifier receiver, your own separate one rather than the company stack unit. So all in all, we play CDR, as we know, just I want to pick up on that. All I'm doing with these is telling you if it plays CDRs and CDs. I'm not going into playing MP3s off a CD or anything like that. Just, this is basically all about CDs. So that's it. All in all, I won't put you off this CD player. It's a mediocre, it's an average kind of unit, you know what I mean? You're not going to be disappointed with it, but it's not going to set the world alight kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's an average, mediocre kind of, well, I won't say mediocre, it's an average kind of player. Mediocre is maybe a bit of a too strong word for it, but it's okay, you know what I mean? It's going to be okay, and you're going to get some enjoyment out of it, but it wasn't anything like toe tapping or getting me engaged and getting me excited, that's for certain. So that's it, that's the Sansui CD player review there, and we're going to go on to the next one very shortly. Until then, I'll say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon.